Welcome to episode 7 of I Love Hockey, and I'm here with,
The big dog.
and I'm Pretsel, and we thought we'd just take a little moment to recap some of the crossover matches. We've seen 2 quarterfinals being played out already, and we got 2 more coming up tonight. So, big dog, let's go first into some of those crossover matches.
Oh, wow. What do we say? I suppose we should start with the India-New Zealand match.
Yep,
That was pretty hectic,
it was
pretty
indeed.
upbeat. India played pretty well, got to that lead of 3-1.
Yeah.
I went back through quite a few of the people tweeting and some of the marketing and media guys, and they'd wrapped it up by three-quarter time.
Yeah.
And then it was 3-1. Pretty exciting. New Zealand hit another one 3-2. Shot on goal for one of the New Zealand guys. I think you'd know would have his eyes closed.
Yep.
That made it
Stick on the
pretty
ground,
good deflection.
Stick on the
ground, eyes closed. It's a winning technique sometimes for some people. End up hitting 3-3.
Yep. And
It was
their
pretty end-to-end
penalty
hockey.
corner conversion that night was pretty impressive.
For
New Zealand, they only had a couple and bagged them.
Absolutely. Well, I'm glad you said New Zealand because I think India was 1 from 9, and that was played for deflection at the spot. So, little interesting to say the least. But I think the game pretty much had it all. There were a lot of emotions running both sides, from coaches to players, officials. It was good all round, and then we pushed along and got to that 3-3 3-3 draw and into shootouts.
Yeah. And again, the shootouts themselves were quite interesting as well. There's obviously, it was a bit like a game of tennis, of advantages and juices and everything in between.
Oh, absolutely. Well, again, it looked like India were done 3-1 up.
Yeah.
And then 2 misses and 2 saves.
Yeah.
Or 2 misses, 2 saves to Leon Haywood, as an ex-Australian player.
Yeah.
That plays for New Zealand. I think he played 13 matches from what I can recall.
Yeah.
Made some pretty good saves and ended up being 5-5, went to shoot extra time. Then there's a change of shooters, and both I think missed, then scored, and then it came down to one of the guys scoring after Shree just got hit in the knee, and he had to be removed as goalie. So that one kind of changed the momentum of the game.
Yeah,
so I thought that
it
was
really
quite
did.
interesting.
I mean, it's really hard, like one as the player being injured, wanting to go on, but knowing that you're not 100% or capable of it, and then also, being a spectator 1 minute, you're being thrown literally in the deepest end at the other, and having to perform at the peak.
Yeah, definitely. So I think he was. I think he's probably Christian. He's a very good goalkeeper, very good at shootouts.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a hard bit to kind of get thrown in where like you were saying, you're a spectator.
Yeah.
To then all of a sudden, like I would have, if I was him, done a few sort of jog sprints, changed direction, made sure he was up and about. But he got close. He made a good save on one that the guy then, I think, was it Sam or one of the guys up front, Blondie?
Yeah, I think Sam Lane, is that the one you're thinking of?
That's the one.
Yeah.
Yep. Who plays over, I think, in Belgium as well. So he made the turn, spun at the hook, hit Christian's left foot, and just kind of fell to him and then pushed it in.
Yeah.
Then it went to Shamshir.
Yeah.
So Shamshir played quite a few games now for India. He was around when we came on, and Poss and I worked pretty hard with him.
Yeah.
We had mixed feelings on always continual improvement and continual development. So he was quite good, skillful guy, but I always think there's always that next element of consistency which again, if you haven't played many games at that level,
Yeah.
is always you got to play to be able to be found.
Yeah.
And he took one, fell under Leon. He effectively gave him a block, so we had to go to another shootout. So you got to repeat.
Yep.
Beat Leon with a drag, left, right, and then kept it on his stick a bit too long before he was able to fire it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, enough for it. Make a save. Then he fell. Leon then stuck his glove and stick up, made the second save, and by that time, the 8 seconds were over.
Yeah.
And India were going to be back on a bus, a plane back to Rakela.
Yeah.
So
I'll have
crazy.
we'll have to see if we can get Leon on. There was an interesting little celebration dance at the end there. We'd have to ask him a bit more about that, where that comes from, what behind that one.
Yeah, I wonder if he's watching any of the Bollywood movies, and that's just one of his favourite moves now.
Yeah, it might be.
No, he's a good guy.
And there was also a bit of suspense there in one of the in the initial first 5 shootouts where they had to go back to the referral to actually see whether the ball crossed the line, and it made it over within 200ths of a second. So
yeah,
to the naked eye, it didn't look like it, but yeah.
No, I can definitely see how that it would be challenging for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And then also for the umpires, that it's really good that they have the ability to refer a goal or a stroke. So
yeah,
I think the outcome was good, and then the result sort of sorted itself out. But
yeah,
I'm still surprised with some of the shootout techniques and that quality. But it's always easier when you're sitting up front and watching them.
yeah, exactly. Like, you hear some of the commentators there on some of the live broadcasts even saying that they look like they'd changed their plan and not stuck to what they're used to, and stepping in and slapping a shot from the top of the circle when they hadn't actually put the keeper off balance or anything like that. So, which is always
Harmon walking in trying to slap down the line.
Yeah.
Yep. So there's that variance for all those people listening. The goalkeeper comes out at a different height, or do they vary their speed in and out and how quickly they move?
Yeah.
So that can actually affect the person taking it. What I like to do and I teach is that you get in there, you have your plan, and then you have version A and version B.
Yeah.
So then it's easier to go left or right, and depending on what you turn your body or not. But a lot of people are struggling, or as a shooter, they're actually just focusing on what they're going to do, not what the goalkeeper's going to do.
Yeah.
So we're talking about being proactive. A lot of this is learning what the goalkeeper does, watching it on the fly, but also then making a decision. So there is that element of almost reaction to what they're going to do.
Yeah. And you're still looking to have them commit one way as well, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. But I think it's about you can actually keep the ball in a position to watch the goalkeeper.
Right.
So I teach it a lot through our academy, through the Hockey WA Academy, about keeping the ball in your stick. So as soon as you start feeling the ball, you can disassociate your head from the stick or where the ball is. So then you can actually engage with your head. You can look where the goalkeeper is and then fade either way and make your choice. Right. So instead of being so solely focused on what you're doing, you can actually have a few little cheat codes to be able to make sure that you score.
Yeah.
I took quite a few European Hockey League for Bloomingdale, for Australia, won a tournament, lost a tournament. So quite a few times I was number 1 for shootouts. And from that same position, being able to keep in a strong position and then making a decision on what you want to do from the same skill. So you need version A, version B.
Cool. We might have to do another episode or some back end content for some of our subscribers and that sort of stuff, and make it a bit exclusive, and
absolutely
hear some of your coaching points on penalty shootouts.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot to it. Push out, trap, corners, penalty shootout time, how quickly you get in, the angle you take, upright backstick slide, hit, slap, full turn, arcs. There's a lot more content to it.
Yeah. No, hand speed, all these other little things coming through as well. Vision. So yeah. Definitely. Let's quickly look at the 2 games coming up. Obviously, Australia got through last night without having to go through shootouts. It got pretty close at the end there with Spain.
Yep.
Obviously missing a penalty stroke, but the boys making it through.
Yep.
And then tonight, I think the most interesting clash is going to be that Germany England.
England. Yep.
Yep.
It's going to be quite a close one. They obviously play against each other a fair bit with Europeans and being so close that they can actually travel. Both play quite a structured system.
Yeah.
Quite influential from obviously football, and then taking that through to the next level will be pretty exciting.
Yeah, and then straight after that, we've got Netherlands taking on Korea. So there we talked about this just off air before we started, and we've got an Asian team in that top 8, which is fantastic. And it'll be really interesting to see them challenge and push on. And obviously, it'll be really interesting to see how they play that game.
Yeah, I think so. So two different styles. Korea are a bit more set in their ways of playing. Dutch are a bit more free flowing, and their mentality of the Dutch hockey is the pretty game, so the beautiful flowing game.
Yeah.
So I think we'll see a fair bit of that from them, and it'll be end to end. Korea throw quite a few overheads, I reckon, and Dutch will play a bit more on the ground. So for those watching, I think you'll get a spectacle of two different styles.
Yeah. Well, that's the 2 games coming up. I think we might wrap this episode up here, and we'll come back and look at the semi-finals and what's happened in some of the other classification matches. So thanks for tuning in. Episode 7 of I Love Hockey. You're speaking with Pretsel. Remember to subscribe if you're listening to Pretsel. And
I'm the big dog.
Yeah.
Make sure you follow us in all different social medias, get amongst it, and we'll start taking questions at some point too, won't we, Preds?
Yeah, I think so. And look out for some more special guests coming out and some new podcasts dropping soon.